What up, folks? Welcome back to the Shy Sports Weekly podcast. It's episode 12. We're recording here on, what is today? Tuesday night. What's up? What's up, boys? What's up, Kyle? What's up, Ty? How we doing?
What's going
Back
on?
in the saddle.
Back in the saddle. That's your favorite line to start off the show, isn't it?
Hey, I got a fun fact here. May 18th, 17 years ago today, I moved to Lamont.
Wow.
On this day in Chicago sports history, I moved to Lamont.
Tweet it.
And
That's what the people on Twitter want to see.
I'm sure they want to see my Lamont house being built with
You want to get to know the writers.
Little Kyle just with his buck teeth flying around the Lamont.
Off.
Not in the front yard. And I actually remember that day it's crazy. So we didn't have, or the TVs weren't hooked up yet. So I was literally listening to the Cubs game on the radio, and Jason Schmidt hit the Cubs.
Wow.
That day.
So
and I was like,
was he on the Giants?
Yeah. So he hit the Cubs. I think they lost 1-0. And I was like, damn, this is like the best pitching performance ever. Like 20 minutes later, I found out Randy Johnson pitched a perfect game in Atlanta. I don't know why I remember that, but I'm always like, damn, May 18th.
Jason Schmidt is quite the name drop there.
Did you think Jason Schmidt was going to be named in the first 3 minutes of this podcast today?
No,
what were the odds?
I thought we were just going
Plus
to name a bunch of guys that were number 12, like Allen Robinson.
Ooh, I'll go Alfonso Soriano.
Okay, that's an electric one right there. How about Captain Kirk?
Oh, you motherfucker! Ronnie Brewer was number 11, right? He wasn't number 12.
Yeah, you got to bump up. We used that one last week.
This is an old one, or not really an old one, but a random one. This is Andrew Brunette from the 2011-2012 Chicago Blackhawks. I believe he's an assistant coach with the Minnesota Wild right now.
That's a good one. I kind of remember that name. I knew you
have
would
no
come
idea
through
who
with,
that is.
I knew you would come through with a Blackhawks player.
You want to try? Give me a Blackhawks number 12.
No, I don't. Can you think of another one?
Yeah, Peter Regan.
That's what I was just gonna say. Fuck, you stole my guy.
That's a male porn star. That is not a hockey player. Sounds like it.
You think?
Porn star name.
You think that sounds like a male porn star?
It's a porn star name.
Oh, interesting. Peter Regan. Yeah, shout out Peter Regan. He had the game-winning assist. And what was his name? Oh, hey, Keegan Thompson, first career hit just now. Let's go, boys.
They're letting him hit, huh?
Shout out Keegan Thompson. This guy can do it all. Fastball, outer third, line, actually just right off the end of the bat.
Kyle's giving you the live feed of the Cubs game right now that you'll hear in 3 days, so it won't be actually live.
Yeah, it's just like Pat Hughes. Wilson Contreras is up. Yeah, another number 12. Yeah, I can't think of another number 12 besides Peter Regan.
Caleb Haney.
Oh, shit. That's not good. Josh McCown.
Was he 12 too?
Yeah, he was 12.
Yeah. All right. How about Schwarbs?
Oh, you No, I was gonna transition. I was gonna say let's number 12 Schwarbs, and then let's talk about his and Lester's intros. But yeah, that is the good one. But
he got a little bit of revenge last night. I'll end it with one that you probably didn't know, that I actually didn't know until I looked into it. But Michael Jordan wore number 12 on Valentine's Day of 1990.
Yep, I know that because his jersey got lost.
Yeah, hey, supposedly someone stole his jersey
in Orlando.
Yeah, road game against the Magic, and he just wore a blank number 12 jersey without his name on it.
Hey, if you ever followed this Twitter account, it's called This Day in Chicago Sports, you would know that we tweeted about that before. You pigeon.
I can't keep up with all the tweets.
Nah, there's one a day. There's one or two a day.
There's a lot of days, dude.
that there is. But let's go talk about number 12, Chicago Cubs legend Kyle Schwarber. Him and John Lester coming back to play the Cubs this week with the Nance in town. I don't
Fortunately
know about you,
for us and fortunately for the Cubs, it was a bit of a sour return for Schwarbs and Big John.
Yeah, well, definitely for Big John. It definitely was a sour return. Did you see the any of like the ovations that they got?
I saw that they
TV?
So didn't they gifted Schwarber like a 12 from the scoreboard, right?
Mm-hmm. Big ass 12.
What did they give to Lester?
today they gave him just like an oversized W flag, probably like an actual size W flag that flies above the scoreboard. But yeah, W flag. Hap, Rizzo, and Ross presented it to him as I think it was signed by a bunch of former teammates. But goddamn, watching Lester take the mound yesterday, and they didn't cut to commercial break. So watching Lester take the mound and like give the hat tips, and then
it's honestly surreal.
Schwarber's first AB where like just the whole, I mean, what was it? I think it was 11,000 people there, but just the hat tip. Oh my God. I was like,
getting dusty in here.
Yes, who's cutting onions? It's a weird feeling because, like those two guys, obviously Cubs legends. You can say both Cubs legends.
I mean, they were integral pieces to that World Series win, obviously.
Is it fair to say, though, that you're glad the Cubs didn't re-sign them?
Yes. I mean, would I have been upset if John Lester retired as a Cub? No. It's kind of similar to like what they're going through with Rizzo right now. It's like I wouldn't really care if they gave him a contract where he's just not even close to returning the value of it at the end.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a little different here. Like Lester, he's on E. He doesn't have much in the tank right now. Where Rizzo, he's
he doesn't have much in the tank
3 to
when
4
Jason
really
Hayward's
good
taking him
years.
yard.
He should have just walked off the mound and said, "You know what? That's it."
Should have tipped his cap one more time and headed to the showers.
Yeah, and said that's not happening.
Should have grabbed some beer and fried chicken.
Yeah, instead he left after Javy took him deep.
Yeah, so what? Wilson. It was Wilson, Hayward, and Javy went Yabo off him, right?
Yeah, and it's fun. Like Wilson's home run, he definitely knew he got it. Javy's home run, he definitely knew he got it. But I was like, probably out of respect, but none of them like really pimped it like they.
No, I know that's like funny you mentioned that because when I was watching the highlight of Javy's home run, I was paying close attention to what like his facial expression was or how he would react after he knew that he got it. And he just like, you could tell that he was admiring it a little bit, but he just made sure that he stared at the baseball the entire time. Like he never looked. Oh yeah. Never looked at the mound. Didn't really do a bat flip or anything like that. He kind of just ran the bases.
Yeah, and Javy, he's never one to, as we were talking about this with the Amir Garrett bullshit from a couple of weeks ago, but Javy's never one to like really pimp it by like flipping his bat, or he more just like celebrates to himself, like he just drops the bat and just like
Johnny Cueto
screams to himself.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, I was actually thinking. Funny you say that. I was thinking about that the other day. Do you remember? Was it so that game? You remember how he tweeted out? It still went out. Hashtag JB9.
Yeah.
It's with Buster Posey. Buster Posey's like, yeah, it barely got out, and then he tweeted. He replied to that tweet. He's like, it's still on out. Hashtag JB9.
Like that. I know that. I specifically remember that too. That's just perfect. But no, I get what you're saying. He's definitely not the kind of guy that's trying to show the other team or the other pitcher up. He just gets so fired up that he's basically celebrating with himself.
Yeah, he is. And the best part about all of that was I saw one of the replays. It just focused strictly on Lester. So it was the pitch, and then it just zoomed in on Lester. Didn't even look back. Javy hit that, and he just fucking went for another ball.
Yeah, he's standing there with his mid up.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, that one might be on Wavewood, opposite field. Javy dicked on that. But yeah, then Schwarb's earlier in the game. It was weird. It's like even now watching him, you're seeing him in a Nationals uniform, but you're so used to cheering for him.
Yeah,
when he hit that home run yesterday, I didn't know what to do.
Still rooting for him a little bit almost.
I mean, obviously, so I bet the Cubs. So obviously, I was like, "Fuck!" But at the same time, it's like it's Schwarber.
Would have been a good game to bet the over.
I love that guy. What was the final? 7-3. Yeah, it would have been.
I think it was higher scoring than that. No, or was it 7?
No, it was 7-3.
Yeah, I think
it definitely was 7-3. I'm looking at the box score right now. But yeah, that home run he hit off Alzolay. Oh my God, you want to talk about it? That's the definition of Google piss missile. That shows up. That was an absolute piss missile.
Yeah, right to center field, just an absolute laser beam.
And so I saw on Twitter people were saying that they if they caught that Schwarber home run ball, they wouldn't have thrown it back. I 100% I'm throwing that back.
First
One,
of
out of
all-
tradition, and two, out of respect to Schwarber, so he could keep that.
Yep. First of all, I've never even gotten the chance to throw a baseball back in the bleachers at
You-
Wrigley. I've never.
You've never even gotten a chance to throw a baseball.
No. Even if I caught one, they'd be like, get it out of that kid's hands. He's gonna hurt someone in the first row. First row of the bleachers, that is. But no, absolutely.
And
If
you're
I'm
sitting
catching
in the
any
first
home
row.
run from the opposing team, I don't care who it is, I'm throwing it as far as I can and trying to get it to the infield dirt.
Could be the ghost of Babe Ruth, and I'm whipping that ball. I'm praying I tear my rotator cuff throwing it so hard.
That's the best way to go. How far is it to the infield dirt, you think, on average?
All right, well, let's see. It's
Probably
ooh,
about
maybe.
200 feet, 250 feet, depending on where you're sitting.
All right, so it's 90 feet to third base. We'll just go down the line. It's 90 feet to third base, and then I think there's another like 10, 15 feet behind third base to the grass there.
Yep.
So then it's 355 down the line. So, like 250 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Was that accurate?
Yeah.
Kid's
I'm
got
I'm
an
probably
idea.
getting it to the pitcher's mound.
No.
No, there's no
Wait.
shot.
Hey, Psalm, we got Henry Rowan Gardner over here.
There's no shot, but I'm absolutely gonna try.
Psalm, do you know who Henry Rowan Gardner is?
No, you say that, and I think Aaron Rowan.
I'm
Not
absolutely
the
gonna
Sims. Not
try.
the Sims.
Probably trip and kick over someone's beer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're just doing that anyways.
Kyle, what can you tell me about Tommy Nance though?
Oh my God, Tommy Nance. Jesus Christ. What a story.
I
Honestly,
mean,
God, what a story.
I'm on the phone with my dad last night because I was actually doing my taxes. Literally, yesterday was the deadline.
Hey, what a way to bore the fuck out of people. Let's talk taxes.
Right. We won't get into my actual taxes or my deductions or anything, but I'll just tell you.
Wait,
that,
why is it yesterday? Why was it tax deadline? Isn't it April 15th?
No, they pushed it back again because of COVID, probably.
Oh, and you waited to the last second?
The last hour of the last day.
The 11th hour of the 11th day.
So, update though, I did get my taxes done, no penalty, which is great. I know everyone was worried. But my dad's talking to me. He's like, "Yeah, this kid Nance is in. He's throwing some nasty shit." And I think you were saying you looked at his whatever that pitch was he was throwing. It looked like a sinker or something, but I think you said it like was top 5 in the MLB in RPMs and spin rate or whatever.
Yeah, so I was looking at Baseball Savant, and I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but he was, and again, it's only one innings pitch, but he was top 4 with the spin on his cutter and his sinker, and one of the other players or pitchers that is in the top 4 is Corbin Burns, who's absolutely tearing it up right now.
Disgusting.
For the Brewers.
Yeah. Brewers.
So this guy Tommy Nance, he was 2015, was it 6 years ago now? Jesus Christ. So 6 years ago, he's playing for the Windy City Thunderbolts. Like I was looking through his Instagram yesterday. He's got pictures with like, they do the wrestling film, so like Ric Flair and Sergeant Slaughter. I don't know if you guys have any idea who those two people are.
I know who Ric Flair is. Woo!
Yeah, there it is. And he's got like the funny jerseys that like indie ball teams do.
How about this? Actually,
And then
woo!
didn't work.
Oh,
Didn't work.
got that.
Keep going.
Go on, dude.
Yeah, we're not cutting that. You're an idiot.
Oh no, it's the volume.
I was gonna say it just sounded louder. Now you're off. This is for everyone. This is Max trying to figure out how to say woo with an echo.
All right, how about now?
Nope.
No. But I mean, is the volume good now?
Oh yeah.
Volume's great.
Up
it
just
too
a
loud?
smidge, would you? Up just a smidge.
How about now?
That's beautiful.
Are you still trying to do the woo with the echo?
Woo!
There it is.
All
Worth it.
right, so I'm started up right there. And
No,
we're back.
Keep all that in there. Jesus Christ. I don't even know what we were talking. Oh yeah, Tommy Nance. He has the just long story short, he went from indie ball, got signed by the Cubs, long journey. He's 30 years old, comes in, strikes out the first batter, he faces 1-2-3 inning last night. Just honestly a great story. 30-year-old prospect, but throw fucking gas, 97, 98 on the fastball with a
like
downward run. Yeah, he's Dennis Quaid.
He did touch 98 yesterday.
He did. I saw with my own 2 eyes. No, he looked really good. He really did.
Do you think you could play for the Windy City Thunderbolts?
Fuck no. Hey, but I did hit a home run in my softball league tonight.
Nice.
Over the fence.
Yeah,
Left center.
That was coming in really fast, I bet.
The pitch?
Yeah.
For 12-inch softball, it honestly probably was in the top 90 percentile velocity. Yes.
You're turning around, telling the Blue, you're like, come on, Blue, tell him to slow it down.
Yeah. I'm like, what is this guy? Think this is baseball? No, yeah.
Poked they have fast pitch softball leagues around here?
Yeah, dude. What?
like men's fast pitch 12-inch.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
Fuck that. Why would anyone want to do that?
No, it sounds miserable. I don't know. I wouldn't do that. I say that as I play in a men's baseball league, but yeah, why would you do that for a softball? I don't know. Not my forte. Irregardless,
we're not here to talk about that though.
Great story. Cubs are a different team at home than they are on the road. It's nuts. Like it is crazy. I think if they win this game, they'll improve to 15-8 at home. So it'll be 15 of their 21 wins are at the friendly confines where, I don't know, you do the math. They only have 6 wins. They're under 500 on the road, which is
they've
not
kind of
good.
Always been like that though with this core of players. I feel like you go back to the earlier years, like probably 15 and on. It's been a similar story.
Yeah, and it's weird, especially even last year with no fans. I don't know what it is. Like there really wasn't a crazy home field advantage, but still they just struggle on the road. Like the 2 games in Cleveland last week, like to be honest, I think they should have won both those games. But
so are the Cubs buyers or sellers at the deadline?
They better be buyers. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad if they just stood pat, or stand put. I don't even know what the right phrase is there, but do nothing. I don't want them. I don't want them to do anything.
So you want them to keep Chris Bryant in his 301 batting average, 392 OBP, 625 slugging.
We'll check in with our stats department here with stat guy Ty. Ty, are those good numbers? Hey, Ty.
You look like you got a sty, actually.
I'm gonna crunch some numbers quick. Give me 2 seconds.
No, that's just his face.
Yeah, that's him just crunching a beer can.
Confirm. Those are pretty good numbers.
It's not him doing crunches. That's for goddamn sure.
No. Never that.
No. Yeah, no, I don't want them to do anything at the deadline. I want them to re-sign everyone. So Wilson's not a free agent. Wilson's not a free agent after this year.
Are you asking me?
No, I'm saying, did you know that?
Yes, I did know that.
I think I've mentioned that maybe 4 times on the podcast that he is a free agent. How come you haven't corrected me?
Because I knew that and I just wanted to make you look stupid. No, I didn't know that either.
Okay. That's fuck me then. So this is any facts we say on here, you guys might want to double check them.
They're more like opinions, really.
Yeah, this is 95% of stats are just made up on the spot.
No, in all honesty, I thought they were going to have to basically make a decision on all 4 of their main core guys at one time almost.
Wilson's a free agent after next season.
Right.
So it's 3 this year. It's Javy, Rizzo, and KB.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
At this point in time, so they are right now 2.5 back at the time of this taping. I mean, I don't know how you you don't go for it. I mean, if you're selling off, I mean, what does that say to, like, if you trade KB, you're just like, okay, fuck this team. You guys aren't going to win at all. And
but didn't they basically say fuck this team when they traded you Darvish? Because imagine if they had him in the rotation right now, they'd be in first in the Central.
Yeah, probably. To be honest, yeah. Would you know how Darvish is doing this year?
He's doing great. He's 4-1. with a 1.81 ERA, 0.88 WHIP, 69 strikeouts through 54 innings.
Yeah, that is
We might have to crunch some more numbers, Sam. Keep your calculator close.
hey,
I already
this could,
crunched those ones. Pretty good.
hey, this could be a new segment. Psalm crunches numbers while doing crunches.
Then Tyler throws up because he did too many crunches. Yeah, that's
And by
he
too many,
crunched
you mean 3.
too much. He was doing too many of the crunches. And then for reference, Zach Davies has a 5.6 ERA. So,
but yes, just imagine Darvish leading the rotation right now.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. Yes, and yes. Speaking of Cubs pitching, though, how about the young guys? I was mentioning Keegan Thompson, and he's looked fucking awesome here. But Justin Steele as well. Justin Steele's come in and just shoved. He's got a great name. He's got a great. He had a great quote about what was it after? I think it was the Dodgers game a couple weeks ago. He's like, yeah, whenever you get butterflies, yeah, that's all good. Just make sure the butterflies fly in formation. I was like, what?
All right.
I didn't know what it meant, but he got the win. So I was like, fuck yeah, that's right.
He said V formation. The flying V.
To be honest, he could have said, I'm going to kill these butterflies. And I'm like, you know what? That's what we're doing today.
That will work too. Well, just get the win. You can do whatever you want with the butterflies.
Yeah, I don't care. But yeah, I really like him. Cubs, so they've, was it 3 guys now or 4 guys? So they have Adbear, Justin Steele, Tommy Nance, and Keegan Thompson, 4 guys that are actually homegrown developed pitching prospects, which is seemingly never happened in for the Cubs.
No
like
doubt.
They never have homegrown pitching.
It is good to see too, because the bullpen was obviously a big question mark coming into the season. You got guys like that coming out and shoving, like you said. And that, if they are actually going to make a push for the division, they're going to need guys like that to step up.
Well, we could talk about the greatest relief pitcher of all time too, Anthony Rizzo. Him and his 0.0 ERA. He actually left tonight's game with back tightness, but I think he'll be fine. You know, Taylor McGregor tweeted out that it's just precautionary, but he's been doing well lately. I know he's pumping his numbers up. 254 average, I know, is not great, but compared to where he was in the beginning of April, his on base is always high. But yeah,
I would like to see him get that slugging percentage up a little bit, though.
Yeah, I would too.
But he's just one of those guys that you're just like, yeah, I'm not worried about it. And then he'll go on a streak where he'll hit like 5 home runs in 2 weeks or something like that. Or less.
I was just about to say, he's honestly the type of guy that a slow April is, it's almost like you expect that. He's not gonna.
Yes.
It's shit, Javy just jumped into the front row. And the net was there. Oof,
how's he doing?
Jesus Christ,
you went Jeter?
He's healthy.
Is he bleeding?
He's healthy. No, he's healthy. He's just Schwarbs is up against Justin Steele right now. So if Justin Steele somehow fucks this up, we're gonna have to cut this and
we'll cut it.
Justin Steele honestly sounds like an undercover superhero name. Like Clark Kent.
I'm trying to figure out how I can incorporate a balls of steel tweet without getting like in trouble. I don't know how to do it.
You just do it.
Fastballs of steel.
There you go. Just think about it a little bit. Just keep saying things out loud.
Just think about it a little bit. Yeah, dude, I've been thinking about it a lot of it.
And that's the best you came up with?
Yeah.
Max says just say it out loud, dude. Just say shit out loud.
Right. Like, think about it a little bit. Say it out loud.
You just gotta throw shit at the wall.
You came up with?
Throw shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Didn't you just say that was good right before that? Hey, that's good. That's the best you came up with.
I'm coaching you up. All right.
Yeah.
I have one more question for you about the Cubs, and I'm kind of terrified to ask it, but is Kyle Hendricks back?
Oh, yes, and
more yes. How about 3 yeses? Because his last 3 starts, he's looking like himself again, to a degree, at least more so than the beginning of the season.
He is back. I can 100% confirm that he's back. Do you have the numbers over
I
his
do.
last 3 starts?
I do. So
Rip him to me.
last start, you're gonna like this one. 8-inning shutout against the Tigers with 8 strikeouts. Granted, it's the Tigers. They're basically a quadruple A lineup in the MLB, but who cares? That's what you're supposed to do against bad teams. So then before that, he did only go 5 innings against the Pirates and gave up 4 earned. The Pirates scored 6 while he was on the mound, but only 4 were earned. And we talked about this last week, but there's a lot of like weak contact and bleeding base hits and bullshit happening in the first inning.
Justin Steele just struck out Schwarber. Keep going.
Okay, beautiful. And it just seemed like he was kind of getting some bad breaks in that game. His stuff was good, but the results just weren't there. And like I said, he carried that into an 8-inning shutout against the Tigers. Start before that, he goes 7-inning complete game shutout because we're doing the 7-inning doubleheaders now against the Dodgers with 6 Ks. So as far as I'm concerned, it seems like class is in session.
So I got an interesting stat for you here. For Kyle Hendricks, and starts 1-3. He's made 8 starts this year, and starts 1, 3, 5, and 7. He has a 12 ERA. And starts 2, 4, 6, and 8. He has a 1.3 ERA.
Wow. Holy shit. That's like a gambler's paradise bet.
Start calling him there. Even Stevens, dude.
Oh no, who's got clamps on their nipples? So that is an outrageous tidbit though, isn't it?
That is.
Like what the fuck?
Is that random or what? Or is that just like the stars aligning? Like what? I think you have to hammer his next even start.
You know, but I'll tell you this, in his last 3 starts, so his last start was the Tigers. The start before that was the Pittsburgh, the Pirates start where he had 4 hit. He gave up 4 hits with an exit velocity of under 70.
Yes, it was the
biggest flukes. It was a fluke, and then the 1-2-run single was when Marisnik should have caught it, but he pulled his hamstring.
Yep.
So, complete fluke. So I mean, yeah, those are the numbers, but those numbers are lying, at least in the last 3 starts.
And these are not the best offenses on the planet either. I get that. The Dodgers are banged up. The Pirates are the Pirates, and the Tigers are quad A, like I said, but he's still getting back on track.
Yeah.
The only thing that's slightly concerning is he gave up 7 hits, 9 hits, and 8 hits in those 3 starts consecutively.
Yeah, that's not great. But he gave up 0 runs and 1 run.
Right.
In 2 of those 3 starts.
And that's how he keeps scoring baseball.
Pretty much all I care about. Yeah, it's who I low key. I know people aren't a fan of him, but I actually low key like Zach Davies.
I'm trying to like him. I'm really trying to like him.
I mean, I'm trying to separate the fact that we traded Darvish for him, I mean, obviously we got 4 good prospects too, but I don't know. I honest to God do not know what it is, and I've thought about it a lot, and I've said it out loud, just to myself though. But I
like him if he could get his ERA back down into the 3s,
into like a 3.12 Chicago area code ERA instead of.
Then I'd really like him
instead of Psalms Crystal Lake area code or whatever the fuck it is, 847.
The 815.
Pretty impressed. It's actually 815 though.
815. There it is. Crystal Lake. Shout out Crystal Lake. Mm-hmm. No, I don't. I think at least I should phrase why I like Zach Davies. I like Zach Davies the first 2 times through the order. The 3rd time, I do not like Zach Davies.
maybe he's just like an opener, like a long opener.
All right, so quick update on the game. Justin Steele strikes out first and second, 2 outs. Or first and second, 1 out. Strikes out Schwarber, gets Starlin to a weak ground out to the pitcher. Cubs pitching. Hey, thank God we didn't have to cut that out. Look at me. Buzzing.
Look at you game casting a game that happened 2 days ago.
Yeah, for those who are listening on not May 18th.
Yeah, but, and if you guys want to know what happens in 2 or 3 innings, or even the result, just go check your ESPN app and see what happened 2 days ago.
And you'll see what I'm about to say in 20 minutes.
You'll be able to tell the future.
No, I'm going back to Zach Davies. I like him. I really do. I think he's good. I think he's going to figure it out. We just need it. I don't have the numbers on his ERA the first 2 times through the order compared to the third time through the order, but it seems like every time when he goes through the order and on that third cycle, he just gets dicked on. So
That'd be an interesting stat split. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not that surprising because the guy doesn't throw hard at all.
yeah, gets dicked on, but we'll see. We'll see.
Why don't we
Hopefully,
Why don't we
hopefully
switch
Cubs will
over
be
to the White
buyers.
Sox? Obviously, we
hey,
we
speaking
get
of
it.
getting dicked on,
I get it. Everyone gets it. We're Cubs fans. We always want to talk about the Cubs first, but we need to show the White Sox some love tonight.
let's do it.
Saw power rankings recently that had the White Sox as number 1 in the MLB.
Well, they have the best record in baseball, so.
But I mean, like that is absurd.
Is that good, Tom? Ty, where would you put the team with the best record in baseball in a power ranking?
Crunch your numbers.
Crunching. First, I mean, maybe second, depending how I felt about him personally, but I like the Sox sauce.
This is the sound Psalms calculator makes.
That's the sound my brain makes when I think. Just
That's not where I thought you were going with that, Ty. I did not think
get
you were
your head
gonna say
out of the
that.
gutter, bro.
Did not think that's the sound your brain makes. The Sox are. Hey, did you see what was it? That collision with Abreu and I think it was Hunter Dozier of the Royals on
Yes.
Friday. Oof, Jesus Christ. That is like 2 semi trucks just
I was gonna
absolutely
say those
colliding.
are 2 big boys.
Big humans. Jesus. I was pissed. I bought the Sox that day.
Men.
And then Abreu comes back. He plays the next day, and then he has the game-winning run. Nice slick slide on Sunday.
He's
on the
been
wild
hitting
pitch.
out of his absolute gourd. He's in the past week. I think he's hitting 474 with 2 home runs.
Hitting out of his absolute gourd.
He's got a gourd on his shoulders.
Got a gourd between his legs.
He's sure acting. He's walking around like it.
Yeah. What is a gourd?
Gourd. It's like it's almost like a pumpkin.
What? I was thinking a sword.
You've never heard the word gourd before?
Tom, you know what a
No,
gourd
I
is.
know exactly what a gourd is, dude. And you're right.
Tom's
It's
head
what's
kinda looks
swinging
like a
between the
gourd, too.
legs. Oh yeah, definitely.
Sorry, I didn't grow up on a pumpkin farm.
Tom did. That's all they have in Crystal Lake Farms.
Nothing but pumpkin farms as far as the eye can see.
All Lamont has is Huey's.
Tom gets
And
so
Mr.
pissed.
Pereno.
Tom gets so pissed when you say that Crystal Lake is farmland.
Because I grew up on
gets
the
more
other
pissed?
side of that shit, yo.
Who gets
The
more
other
pissed
side of the
about
tracks.
the disrespect of Crystal Lake, Psalm or Jord?
Well, Jordan gets pissed about everything. So
No. Stop.
I couldn't tell if you were yelling about the Cubs game or if you were impersonating him.
No, I wasn't. well, Jason.
Here,
Hill was
I'll
growling
do
about the
him with
sex and
here.
stuff.
I'll impersonate his expressions.
Hey, that's a great thing to do for a podcast is visual expressions.
Yeah,
Tell you
see?
what, I
You know
loved it
what?
because that shit was spot on, bro.
You gotta watch.
was
You gotta
spot on,
watch.
though.
You gotta watch us on YouTube to see. See, that's called podcasting 101.
And subscribe
That's-
while you're there. Unsubscribe, resubscribe, 5-star review, leave a comment.
See,
Yeah, hey, we'll read the whoever leaves the meanest comment with a 5-star review, we'll read it. Let's get mean. Let's get weird.
as
Speaking
Kyle
of
creates a
mean-
burner to make a comment.
Fuck. That was actually the first thought I had. Speaking of mean and weird, how weird is Tony LaRussa?
Weird. First of all, the stuff he was saying today was fucking ridiculous. Like this was his chance to kind of win back the fans, and instead he just the fan
Lost
base,
them.
and instead he kind of just lost the clubhouse and the fan base.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, listen, we could talk about swinging 3-0 in a 15-4 game with the opposing pitcher on the mound. To me, to be honest, I don't give a shit. Like,
Right.
if you don't want to do it, then don't do it. Okay. If you want to swing, okay. This guy's throwing it was 47 miles an hour, like whatever. So I'll say this, like from LaRussa's standpoint. All right. say you're so against it. You don't want your guy swinging 3-0. Take it up with him in the clubhouse. Don't fucking out your guy and throw him under the bus to the media. Like,
You took
what
the
the
words
fuck
right out of
was
my
that?
mouth. Took the words
Like,
right out of my mouth. Why did that need to be a public? Why?
Actions.
Why did everyone else need to know about that? Talk to him in the locker room and settle it there.
Listen, how I would have handled it if I were Tony Larussa, I would have, if I didn't like it, I would have talked to him in the clubhouse and been like, yo, what the fuck was that? And
Right.
then it to the media, because you're getting asked about that because the Twins announcers were such babies about it.
Oh my god.
They're like, I don't like it. Well, shut the fuck up. Like, hey, then don't be down 14 runs in a baseball game. And then you don't have a guy throwing 47 miles an hour.
That's all you say to the media is, yeah, you missed a sign. We talked to him about it. It's settled.
Yeah, stand up for your guy. You're like, yeah,
Right.
no, it's actually what I was saying was almost kind of like not say he missed a sign, just be like, yeah, no, it's fine. I don't care. I stand by my guy. Just say
Right.
that. Like, just
Or yeah,
you literally just say,
he
"Stand
really
by
got a
him."
good piece of that. He leads the MLB in batting average
Yeah.
because that he does.
Does he?
Yeah,
Is that a
the
fact?
Yerminator. The Yerminator is the MLB batting champion if the season ended today.
Interesting. I knew he was doing good. I didn't know he was still that hot.
364 with a 410 OBP.
It was I haven't seen any carryover into tonight's Sox Twins game from that. There very well could have been. I'm watching the Cubs. But I just don't great insight here. I just don't understand the whole. I mean, we saw it last year with Tatis hitting that grand slam up 7-0.
Yeah.
On a 3-0 pitch. Like, how fucking hard is it to hit now in Major League Baseball? You're gonna get what, maybe one pitch in at bat. Hey, you don't want to give up a home run 3-0. Okay, one, don't fucking fall behind 3-0. Like, you're a major league pitcher. Like, why should I give you a strike? What the fuck?
Not to mention, these guys are playing for contracts. Like, if you're a guy like Yermin or Tatis before you get your deal, like, people are looking at your stats at the end of the season, and that's determining how much money you're going to make based on that.
Yeah, and if it's a 3-0 pitch, and like when I played, that was still probably in that time where 3-0, it's a take. You take 3-0, right? Like, I don't know. I can honestly say I don't know if I've ever swung at a 3-0 pitch.
Right.
But you know what? I'm also not fucking Yermin Mercedes where I can hit one 470 feet.
In the bigs, I don't see why that's even a rule anymore. If you're getting a fastball down the middle, you swing away out of your shoes.
I mean, and this isn't even, I guess, regarding the Yermin situation, because that's obviously different where the guy's throwing 47 and it's a position player. But think if it's like Craig Kimbrell on the mound and it's a 2-run game, like a 3-0 pitch, how the fuck are you not swinging? That's the best.
It's also like, where do you draw
kind
the
of grew
line?
to strike in.
Like, where do the baseball purists draw the line on when you're allowed to swing at a 3-0 pitch up by however many runs? It's like, it's a bullshit unwritten rule, and you're standing there with a bat, and if the guy throws you a pitch down the middle, you swing. Like, I don't really care. I get that. I get it from the perspective of he got a sign to take and he missed the sign. You can be pissed about him not paying attention to the third base coach, but
is that what Larussa said? Is that anything? Or are you just saying that in general?
No. They said that he was like, or Larussa made a comment about him missing a sign. Like, they gave the sign for him to take, and he swung anyways.
Like that, even that, I don't. I mean, actually don't.
That's somewhat of a leg.
You're just throwing him under the bus. You're just fucking throwing your guy under the bus. Like,
well, yeah, and it's a terrible look when you have like Tim Anderson tweeting about it right afterwards, and he literally, I think he tweeted at Yermin and said something like, "Don't worry about it, big guy. Like, I would have swung too," or something like that.
Yeah, he commented on an Instagram post. He said the game wasn't over. Keep doing you, Big Daddy.
Right.
And then Yermin replied, "Yes, sir. Let's do it, baby." Like,
it's just the Sox are in a crazy spot right now because about 2 weeks ago, after Robert went on the IL, and that he's going to be on the shelf for a couple months, they lost Eloy earlier in the season. It was all doom and gloom, and everyone thought they were pretty much fucked. But now all of a sudden we're here with them with the best record in baseball, 25-15. They have a bozo, washed up old man coaching that, first of all, can barely put together a lineup. Second of all, is still operating on the rules of baseball from 1960. And it's like, it's just, they're in a very confusing time, but they're 10 games over 500. So if you're a fan, who really cares?
Yeah. Twitter, White Sox Twitter cares. White Sox Twitter hates Tony La Russa.
Yes.
And I think I could be very wrong on this, but I think it could have been our first episode, we were talking about the hiring of Tony La Russa. And I said I actually like the hiring.
Yeah.
Which is, and to be honest, I still do. I think it's just like these little, I don't know, these little nuggets that he's so old and he just, the way, I mean that.
I think he's past his prime. I think I mentioned
that's
that
what I'm saying. Baseball's like the unwritten rules. That's just not part of baseball anymore, and it shouldn't be. You want to keep growing the game. Yeah, you guess. You know what? If I'm at a game, I would rather see Yermin Mercedes hit a 471-foot home run on a 3-0 pitch, where it's 47 miles an hour at the pitch, than him taking that for a borderline strike.
Right.
You know what I mean?
At that point, it's like, why are you still even at the game? If you're at the game, you want to see something like that.
There's a reason that the steroid era of baseball was the most watched era of baseball. People want to see fucking taters.
Yeah. I mean, look, the documentary or the E60 that they did for Sammy and McGuire last year, the race, the home run race in '98. Yeah, that saved baseball. Yep. Right? Like I would fucking love all these guys. If I were commissioner, make one rule: steroids are so legal.
This might be. I don't care. Is this going to be the first team or the first time ever that a first place coach is fired mid-season?
No. Well, especially not because Tony La Russa is like Jerry Reinsdorf's butt buddy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's not.
They used to jerk each other off in the '80s, so no, they're connected forever. They're Eskimo brothers.
It's just funny
just with each other
because it does seem like he was not the right fit for this group of players, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe that they're actually 10 games over 500 with missing Eloy and Robert out. And
shocking.
Giolito hasn't been like
Eloy and Robert were going to be out for extended periods of time, potentially the full season. Lucas Giolito is going to have an ERA close to 5. Dallas Keuchel has an ERA close to 5. Like, if I'm telling you all this information, there's no shot in hell that you're saying that the Sox are 10 games over and have the best record in baseball.
No, not at all. And I think they're a fun team to watch. Honest to God, I have no problem turning a Sox game on and watching Moncada hit. I think Tim Anderson's absolutely electric.
He's fucking sick. His batting average is .331 right now. Is that just who he is? Is he just like a 325 hitter? He's just that good?
I mean, we could say he's better than Javy, right?
Yeah, at this point, I'm convinced.
Like, I saw people debating that on Twitter, and it's like, okay, I get kind of standing by your guy if you're a Cubs fan, but
right,
it's not.
I still want to stand by.
You don't have to be embarrassed to.
All right, so here I have both of their stats right in front of you. Javy's hitting .260 with a .298 OBP, which is like both are like
.290.
70. No, he's hitting .260
with his on base percentage is .290.
.298. So both of those are like 70 points lower than TA's. And and then he's got 9 home runs, 27 RBIs, and 6 steals. And then Tim Anderson right now is hitting .331, .366 OBP. Like they're the same style of hitter. Like they're not going to take walks. They're going to get on base by hitting the baseball and getting base hits. And then TA has 5 home runs, 27 runs, and 7 steals.
Yeah, it's listen, I love Javy, but Tim Anderson I don't even think they're in the same class, to be honest. I think Tim Anderson is just a way better player. A better hitter, like situational hitter.
All right. So Tim Anderson, I think, has 15 RBIs. That's just off the top of my head from what I saw earlier. Javy has 27. So it's like, you want the runs?
Tim Anderson is also batting first. Javy's batting fourth.
Right. No, that's fair. But I mean, all right. So Javy has 9 home runs. Anderson has 5. They both basically have the same amount of steals.
Well, the last 3 years, Anderson, he's hit 335, 322, and now he's hitting 331. Yeah, maybe this is a little old school baseball action I'm talking about. And as I'm saying, the unwritten rules are bullshit, but I think I'd rather have a guy like Tim Anderson who hits 330 with maybe a third of the home runs that Javy hits than Javy where he's hitting 260 with. So I'd rather have a guy hit 330 with 10 home runs than a guy hit 260 with 30 home runs, or 240 or whatever the fuck he'll hit this year with 30 home runs. Yeah. I know that sounds so stupid, but
who do you think is standing on first base more times out of 10? Tim Anderson or Yasmani Grandal?
It's Yasmani, outrageously.
It's fucking ridiculous. I mean,
he's so bad.
His stats are the weirdest, the strangest stats I've ever seen. He's hitting 132 batting average. Like, that's pathetic. And his on-base percentage is somehow 387.
Yeah. All he does is walk.
I mean, at that point, if you're an opposing pitcher, how are you not just throwing him stuff in the zone?
I mean,
like, make the guy hit.
Yeah. He was at Friday's game. They're playing the Royals. This guy threw him 3 straight sliders just on the inner half of the plate, and he swung at 3 and missed, and none of them were close. It looked like me playing fast pitch softball out there, just swinging and missing at everything. It was like, what is this? And his on base is, what did you say it was, 360 or 380?
387, which is wild.
And what's his average?
132.
Like, the difference there is unbelievable. It was at ESPN or maybe it was NBC Sports Chicago. They showed a stat that of the biggest difference between batting average and on base percentage.
I think he was number 1, and wasn't like Barry Bonds number 2?
Yeah, no. So like it was like the top 4. It was like Barry Bonds, Mike Trout, Yasmani Grandal, and some other Hall of Famer. But the other ones all were hitting like 300, and Yasmani's hitting 132. It was absolutely crazy.
I mean, that's awesome.
Get the fuck out of here.
How about Nick Madrigal putting one out, though? Did you see that?
Yesterday, yeah, I saw that little guy. See, and he's another guy I would love to have. He's it's funny. The Cubs
talk about an old school ball player.
Yeah, he's like a Nico sort of guy. He just kind of contact, puts the ball in play. Who would you rather have, Nico or Nick Madrigal?
Oh shit, that's tough. Probably Madrigal.
Stop.
It's close, dude. That is very close. I think that's like flip a coin.
Yeah, Madrigal's bat to ball skills are outrageous, but I mean, I think Nico, he's not. I don't think Nico is far off as in terms of the quality of hitter.
No, I mean, Madrigal's a great fielder too, though, and so is Nico. Did you see that play he made the other night?
Oh, did I? Are you kidding me? Hey, that's our Jurgens moment of the week.
Big Daddy Shafeen was pumped up about that one.
Did you just call him Shafeen?
Yeah, how do you pronounce it? Chafin?
Are you kidding me?
Dude's Chafin?
You called him Shafeen?
What do you call him?
His name is Andrew Chafin.
So the guy's Chafin.
Andrew Shafeen. What is he, like, Indian?
He's French.
Chafin. Yeah, no, Daddy, we'll call him Chafin from now on. Yeah, Daddy Chafin was absolutely jacked up, and so was I. I was like, fuck yeah. Again, I had money on the Cubs, but
I think if Saul grew a mustache and grew his hair out, he would actually look a lot like Big Daddy Shafeen.
Like
I unfortunately cannot grow a mustache.
Have you tried?
We can get you one.
I have. It's pretty blonde, and then it gets tints of like red in it.
Try again. So what? It kind of looks like a broom.
So it kind of looks like mine. I mean, I don't have like a good mustache or anything.
Kyle dyes his.
I can't grow anything in the middle right here. It's all this side action.
There's actually a funny story. When me and Kyle were going to Phoenix for Super Bowl weekend, and I meet him at the airport because we're on the same flight, and I see him and I'm like, "Hey, dude, your mustache looks good." I was like, "It's pretty filled in. Did you dye it?" And he's like, "No." He goes into the bathroom. I think he probably looked into the mirror and was like, wow, this looks really fucking dark. Comes back
Wow,
out.
this looks really fucking good.
Comes back out. And I don't even know how it came back up again, but you're like, yeah, I actually did dye my mustache.
Yeah.
Did you do your pubes too?
Yeah, of course. What do you think? I'm lazy?
Carpet's got to match the drapes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
It's
mincing words about that, but yeah, I did.
That's called good housekeeping.
We'll call a spade a spade. Yeah. That's
all right, but back to the Sox. I did want to hit on this. The key for them has really been the pitching, and they're getting a great start to the year out of guys like Rodon, Kopech, Dylan Cease. I mean, Rodon's ERA 1.47, Kopech 1.71, Cease 2.41. And like these guys, all of their K9s are pretty absurd right now.
I think this is actually a hot take. I think the Quintana trade, we're gonna regret trading Cease more than we're gonna regret trading Eloy.
Yeah,
I know that's probably a hot take, but I think Cease is gonna just be an absolute fucking stud. Where Eloy, yeah, he'll get his, but Cease is the one that got away.
He's got some good shit. I mean, his I'm trying to remember when the Cubs acquired him. Was he in the Samardzija trade?
No, they drafted him.
They did.
Yeah, they drafted Dylan Cease. And looking at
I thought they got him in a trade.
No. In 2013.
So there's your other Cubs pitching prospect.
Yeah, he got drafted in the 6th round in 2013.
Dylan Cease is the Cubs
2014. Pardon me.
Great White Buffalo.
Same year that they drafted Schwarber, 2014.
Yeah, so I mean those three guys, Rodon, Kopech, Cease, those guys have 9 total wins in their win-loss column. In total, they're 9-1.
Yeah, they are pretty good. I like them. I like the Sox rotation, and Giolito's the worst of them all, which is kind of crazy right now. But
right, and then we'd be, you got to mention Lance Lynn with his wife from Lamont.
Yep, fact. North Central Lamont wife, which she's a sweetheart. Becca Perino knows her. Have you, talking about the Sox rotation? Have you seen? I don't know if it's like a T-Mobile commercial, but it's with Giolito, and it starts like Lucas Giolito was the worst pitcher in baseball 2 years ago, and it just kind of pauses awkwardly. It's like, what the fuck? And then he's like, look at him now, and it's just like, and somehow he's a T-Mobile user.
He's the worst starter on the White Sox staff,
and he's back to being the worst starter.
And this is why you don't use weird. T-Mobile.
Yeah, very very weird commercial. Every time it's on, and it's funny. I always see it watching Cubs games. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Looks like they won't be getting a T-Mobile sponsorship anytime soon.
And then similar ilk to that Grandal stat, Garrett Crochet. His ERA is 0.77, but somehow his WHIP is 1.54 with an ERA like that.
Yeah.
He's. Can you tell me what that means?
It means he has a WHIP, and it's 1.54 units in length.
Mm-hmm.
Units in length.
Do you really not know what WHIP is?
Dude, you know how many times I've had the stat of WHIP explained to me?
It's pretty fucking simple.
I literally
really straightforward.
I apparently don't care enough to remember it.
Saul measures length in units.
It's because you hear the word whip and all you can think about. What did you say on that one episode? You started calling that song Britney Spears or something?
Yeah.
Me?
The chains and whips excite you?
Oh, yeah, dude. They do. It's true. It's a fact. It's a Coors Cold Hard fact.
And then I corrected you, and I was like, no, dude, that's Rihanna.
Oh, yeah. Hey, nonetheless, dude, the chains and the whips, they get me going, you know?
Oh, my God.
That's all there is to it.
You start throwing around an acronym like whip, and Psalm can't focus.
To arouse the focus, dude. All my blood rushed to my
basket.
Oh, did he? So what's the score?
6-3.
6-3. You heard it here last.
There's nothing I love better than giving the live updates on the pod for it just not to be heard for another day or two, for another 48 to 72 hours. Nothing.
All right,
nothing
so
like speed here.
we hit the Cubs, we hit the Sox. I think we did some good coverage on those two. I'm pretty proud. I'm feeling pretty good about it right now.
Let's
should we-
get some Last Dance coverage in here right now.
Yeah, should
Let's
we
do
move
a
into the Last Dance?
recap. What do we have for time here, Psalm? 50, you said, or
We're
an
at
hour?
55 right now.
55. Oh yeah, I guess that's what 2 5s would mean. I didn't know what the fuck you were flashing there. I was like 10. I didn't know if you were like, this is an hour. Nope, that's just 55.
It's a spider doing
It's an
push-ups.
audible, bro. It's an audible.
So yeah, we'll wrap up with the Last Dance here. I know we didn't get into Justin Fields talk, but we'll have Justin Fields aplenty in the coming weeks. So
Yeah, he's
nothing-
coming on the show actually.
yeah, we will definitely have a guy named Justin Fields on the show. Tell your friends.
Tell
yeah,
Justin
so-
Fields actually.
Yeah, actually, if anybody knows Justin Fields, get him on the pod. So what were your takeaways? I
So-
have 3 big takeaways, but I want to hear yours first.
I have a few. I just started typing shit into my phone as I was watching it because there was just, first of all, I'm really glad that we're doing this because this is like the perfect excuse to watch this again. And this is just a great piece of television.
100% agree. Couldn't
Like,
agree
it's-
more.
Something that I needed to watch twice. And what a better, like this, there's just no better reason to do it.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I have some pretty good takeaways. I guess the way that it started is always just electric. Like him sitting, you see like the camera facing his back, you turn to Jordan just smoking a cigar. And like the sound bites and the clips from like all the live games and stuff. Another thing is the soundtrack on like the entire season of episodes is literally just dead on, spot on.
Oh, it's great. It honestly is. And I don't even know what the music is. And I'm just like, yup, this is good.
Yep.
Yup.
But yeah, he gets like one of my favorite things to kick it off is like he gets drafted by the Bulls. And one of the first things he says is like, I'm here for the long haul. Like, I'm here to win a title. Like, I'm bringing it. My goal, like, I'm going to bring a championship to Chicago. And what does he do? He brings 6. Like, that's just something that's like a lost art in the NBA these days.
Yeah, 100%. They just don't make him like Michael Jordan. That's why he's the greatest. He really is. There's no 2 ways about it.
One of my other big takeaways, Scottie Pippen's voice is so deep.
Oh, yes. Scottie Pippen, if we measured his hog in units, would be 10.
First of all, no, he's definitely got to tape that thing to his leg.
There's so Fatic, ironic, no pun intended there. Fatic, friend of the program. This was like freshman year of high school. I don't know if he was like out of Reddit or something, but he was like, yeah, dude, I was looking up Scottie Pippen, and somebody commented Scottie Pippen has a fucking trouser snake between his legs.
If that's the case, I don't get why his wife keeps cheating on him.
I don't think they're married anymore.
Well, I mean, I think she did cheat on him while they were together. Then then Future hooked up with her or something.
Damn it. I think she just likes him younger.
Maybe that's it.
I don't know. I'll give her Fatic's number. Maybe he's in the running now.
All right,
She's like a
couple
fellow.
of takeaways. These are some of the key ones. Jerry Krause looks like he only eats hot dogs and mayonnaise, or only ate hot dogs and mayonnaise. First of all, but another thing about him is it's pretty wild that he used to be a scout for the White Sox.
Yeah. Oh my God. I have a Jerry Krause take as well.
And then the last thing, which is actually like kind of, actually related to sports or basketball, was Sam Bowie the worst draft pick of all time?
Who was number 1 in that draft? Was it Hakeem Olajuwon?
I mean, you can't knock that one. I'm pretty sure the Rockets won 2 rings with him.
Yes. Sam Bowie might be the worst draft. Or who was Greg Oden picked right before Kevin Durant? I mean, not to say. I mean, I guess I'm just picking Trailblazers.
Right.
Yeah,
But I
Sam
mean,
Bowie by far is the worst pick. But
there's
wasn't
no doubt that
also
it's Sam Bowie, right?
yes. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. Are you kidding me? Who would you rather have, Sam Bowie or Michael Jordan? I was about to say Michael Jackson.
Would you rather have Mark Appel or Chris Bryant?
Who the fuck is Mark Appel?
Is it Apple?
I don't know. I know who you're talking about though, but yes, I'd rather have Chris Bryant.
Last takeaway, I was laughing pretty hard at them calling the Bulls the traveling cocaine circus.
Oh, that it's like that. That's kind of one of the side takeaways I have. It's when Michael Jordan's explaining the party, the party the Bulls were having, like his rookie year. He's like, I didn't do drugs, I didn't smoke, I didn't drink, I wasn't drinking yet. as during the whole fucking documentary, he's just housing like whiskeys. It's
you know what
awesome.
that reminded me of too? As he said that, I was like, bullshit, because then he used to go to Vegas with Tiger Woods and Charles Barkley. And then
but this was also 1984-ish.
right,
I
that's
think
before
1984,
Michael
85.
Jordan. That's at that time he was still Mike Jordan. I don't think he was Michael Jordan yet.
No, did you not pay attention? He specifically said, I became Michael Jordan after the 1981 or 1982 national championship game where he made the game-winning shot.
Right. So I did pay attention. You think I just pulled that out of my ass?
I don't know. Maybe you might have. If you did, that's the end of the podcast.
All right, I'll let you go because I have a couple more, but I hit on all the main ones.
I one of as a takeaway and a question. I wrote down, what do you think Jerry Krause looks like naked?
I mean,
Like those hot dog and mayonnaise you talked about.
right. I think it
He
looks
looks like a hot dog with mayonnaise on the
he
top
looks
of
like
it.
a garbage bag full of mashed potatoes.
He's probably so fat that like his tits just go down. And
Psalm
like
can't
they're
write
not even
fast enough. He's trying to come up with a name for the episode right now.
It's Krause's
What-
tits.
Jerry Krause's tits. Yeah, I wrote that. So you said he looks like a bag of garbage, or a garbage bag with what?
Full of mashed potatoes and milk.
Yeah, he's probably got, and with a bunch of moles. Crazy quote from Jerry Krause though. Organizations win championships, players don't. Hey Jerry, if you left, I think everybody would just keep winning.
The Bulls might have won 8 rings. Like
Yeah.
I hate talking about the guy like in such a negative light because obviously he passed away, but I mean why couldn't anyone see that he was very clearly the problem or like the one that the poison in that organization at the time. It's like
Yeah,
I get that he like made good trades and he built the team and everything, but at the same time it's like you have arguably the best coach of all time, which they might not have known yet. You have the best basketball player of all time. You have the best sidekick to the best basketball player of all time, and you're just going to blow this whole thing up.
Yeah, and what was crazy was they were saying how going into that last season, just crazy that they knew he's like, Phil Jackson, this will be his last year. It's like, dude, what the fuck? This guy just won you 5 rings in 7 years.
Right. Well,
And Michael Jordan he's like, we deserve the right to keep defending it until we don't. And it's like, actually, like, as crazy as that sounds, that makes sense.
Yeah. In that same presser, it was funny to hear him say he's like something about not wanting to go through a rebuild, and he goes, "The Cubs were rebuilding for 42 years."
42 years. Yep.
That one stung a little.
Yeah. Which is true. I mean, true. I mean, they were, but
right.
Yeah, Jerry Krause kind of, and then that led into my next point. Do you think Jerry Krause had little man syndrome?
Oh yes. I mean, there's no doubt. It's actually, so that was something I wanted to bring up too. Is it's kind of wild how they just openly talked about it. I think
And they
there
would
was
just
like
mock him.
well, no, no. I think there was a guy in the first episode that was interviewed. I forget who it was. They were like, might have been like David Aldridge or something. They were like, yeah, Jerry Krause had little man syndrome.
Mm-hmm. Which, and they said he grew up, short, fat, poor, which those are all attributing. Use your mute button, prick.
Gesundheit.
I am
Yeah, I mean,
muted.
it was wild how just like everyone was aware of it, the way they talked about the guy. But for some reason, in like I don't know, like Reinsdorf's eyes, he was untouchable. It's like, all right,
And how does Jerry Reinsdorf? He essentially chose Jerry Krause over Michael Jordan
right.
and Phil Jackson and Scottie Pippen and more NBA championships. Like,
Well, it seemed like the case was
things,
like, all right, Krause is a genius. He built this team. He built two, three, what do you want to call it? Triple threat, like 3-ring teams.
three-peats.
Yeah, three-peat. There we go. Thank you. And
Triple
two
threat.
three-peats, triple threat, fucking anything with a 3 in it. He builds 2 3-peat teams, and it was like, all right, we're gonna blow this up, and he's gonna do it again. He'll find the next.
Okay, you say that though, right? So he built 2 3-peat teams, and he definitely built 2 good teams. But he didn't draft Michael Jordan. And I think a lot of the reason that those players joined, or I shouldn't say joined, but like the reason he got Dennis Rodman was because Pippen and Jordan were there. I mean, yeah, like it's like he didn't build that team is what I'm saying. I don't like he gets a ton of the credit, but I actually think he gets too much credit.
Yeah,
like the 2 years Jordan wasn't there, I think they went to lost in the second round or conference finals, but
yeah, I think they lost in the Eastern Conference Finals, or maybe the
to
Eastern
the Knicks.
Conference.
But yeah, it's still crazy. Jerry Krause is a fucking idiot, and then so it's kind of Jerry Reinsdorf. And then my last takeaway was, how old is Michael Jordan's mom? Because she looks young. I
can only imagine where your head is going in this.
No, and I wrote that down. She is not hot.
She is a saint. All right.
I did. Yep. This is nothing more than she looks good for however old she is. I should have looked that up for this purpose, but I didn't. I'll look it up right now.
There's a couple other minor ones that I want to hit on before I hit you with my final big question. But first, did you notice Bob Costas in that episode?
Yep. What about him?
He has like long blonde, like combed over hair. He looked like a character from Stranger Things.
You're saying when young Bob Costas?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant older Bob Costas.
No.
No. I didn't actually notice that.
Yep. You should go. I'll find a picture and send it to you.
Yeah, I'll look that up.
And then
what else?
Other thing. Why in the 90s did everyone wear like triple XL suits?
Yeah, it's actually outrageous. It's like Kirk Heinrich's NBA draft day, like he got drafted anywhere else. Kirk Heinrich's draft day suit, where he should be like in a medium. I don't know what suit sizes. He should be in a medium, and he's like in a 2X. It's like hey, Kirk,
maybe that's better.
You're looking for company in there.
Than nowadays, where guys wear suits that are literally way too tight,
where it shows the outline of their cock.
Right, and then they're like, they're wearing like capri pants and shit.
Yeah, probably, but
all right. And then last thing, and this is an interesting question. I'm wondering what your answer is going to be because I think I have my answer. Would you trade the Cubs 2016 World Series to live in your 20s for the full 90s Bulls run?
No.
You thought about it for a second.
It's because I just don't give a fuck about the Bulls, and I love the Cubs. I shouldn't say I don't give a fuck about the Bulls. I really only care about the Bulls when they're good. But no, come on. Are you kidding me?
I know, but
so you're saying the Cubs would be on a 113-year drought right now?
Yeah, basically. Or you could say
you're saying Michael Martinez hits that walk-off home run there.
Yes.
That's what happens. But I get to be no, because then I'm also older right now. So no.
Regardless, what I'm saying is you get 90s Bulls 6 rings in your like prime living in your 20s when you're balls to the wall, or you get the Cubs 2016 World Series.
Cubs 2016 World Series.
That's
my final answer.
Really tough.
Psalm, what would you do?
Yeah, I'm not much of a basketball guy myself. # baseball guy. So I'm not a Cubs fan, but it was cool to see still. So it's like I'll still take the Cubs, I guess. I would have liked to see Michael Jordan play.
I know,
like,
dude. It's
really
Michael
play.
Jordan,
I know, but it's Chris Bryant.
but it's the Cubs.
You could have said, would I have traded that to see like to not see Starlin Castro play? I mean, like, no, I just want to live it.
I'm torn right
Kyle
down
would
the
trade it for seeing his first child be born.
Probably. I just love the Cubs.
I'm torn right down the middle, but I'll take the Bull side.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll put that on Twitter. I'll put that on Twitter tomorrow, and we'll embrace debate.
Yeah, I think that's a good question.
And it's a good question to end on too. So if you're listening this far, congratulations. And
Thank
if
you,
you're
first
listening
of all.
this far, yeah, seriously, thank you.
Thank you, and God bless you.
And if you're listening and you haven't voted on our Twitter poll, go vote, and I'll keep it up there for a day here. But yeah, that's interesting. I don't know what the results are going to be. I think it'll be more Jordan. I think more people will lean your side, to be honest.
I think so too.
But I don't know. We'll see. Be interesting. Yeah. You got anything else? We good?
No, it was good. Week 12. It was. I don't even want to mention this guy who we didn't mention. The final number 12.
Who did we not mention?
AJ Pierzynski.
No, fuck that guy. I don't like him.
We can't close on that. Let's just go back to the Kirk Heinrich week.
And this is the Kirk Heinrich week. Yeah, no, I like it. We'll end it on Kirk Heinrich. Say Kirk Heinrich, and then we'll just end it.
All right, go Cubs, go Sox, go Bears, go Justin Fields.
Justin Fields, number 1. Let's go. All right. I actually gotta go because the Cubs are about to